Hi, I'm Corey Geiger, joined by Neil Rudel. There's always two sides to every story in a game, Neil. One side of this game is that Temple came in here a much improved team over years past.
Yeah, I was really impressed with them. I mean, you know, it just keeps coming back to me that if you could build a program like this with really not even a home field. I mean, they share the stadium with the Eagles. I thought Temple played really hard. That kid's not a great passer, but when they got in the red zone, they scored. They were innovative. I thought Golden's team's deceptive the way they handle, misdirection and whatnot. And I thought their defense really laid it all out there.
And I give Temple a lot of credit. They are a much improved team.
And a great punter too.
Yeah, good special teams. They always have good special teams. The flip side of that is Penn State looked lousy for a good bit of this game until the second half when their defense really came out, led by Michael Maudie, and made a statement today.
I agree, and I think you saw some of the linebackers grow up today. Maudie, Stupar, we're seeing Pete Massaro, defensive end, has made a difference. Suke had a good game, and I think this is the way this defense is going to have to play. I just don't see how you're going to go on the road with, not a great offensive line, although they created some running room today, and a freshman quarterback, and really expect to put up a lot of points.
We will get to Evan Royster in just a moment. I know that's a big story, 187 yards, career high for him. And again, we'll get to him in just a moment. But the offense's inability to move the ball inside the 20, 30-yard line. Rob Bolden looks pretty good at times, and I've said this many times. On some key throws, you just have to wonder who he's throwing the ball to, because when they get down into scoring position, I don't know that this offense can finish drives.
Well, they haven't. And it's 5 times they got inside. It took 5 times to get inside Temple's 15 before they scored a touchdown, and 8 times inside their 30. So that just is not going to fly on the road in the Big Ten. Although I think Temple could probably beat a couple teams in the Big Ten. I just think you're right. But you can see they're throwing real safe passes. Throw the ball away. He was doing that in the end zone. He missed Doug. I thought that was a bad one.
But let's give Bolden credit, because when the game mattered on 3rd down deep in their own territory, he hits Graham Zug for 19 yards down the sideline. Then on another 3rd down, he hits Justin Brown over the middle for 27 yards. Those 2 throws on 3rd down conversions late in a game that led to a ceiling touchdown, really impressive for the kid.
Right, because if he doesn't make that 3rd and 6, they're punting from practically their own end zone, and Temple's in a position to win the game in the field goal. So, yeah, I think kudos to Bolden on that. I think Justin Brown has played well.
Now, we will get to Evan Royster, 187 yards. Royster has not spoken to the media since following the Youngstown State game. He came out today. I was able to be around him in the group scrum of media. He was very, very forthcoming. He said, and I will quote, that he was pissed off hearing about the criticism. He said that it got to him, it bothered his family, it bothered everyone around him, and the young man came out today with a chip on his shoulder ready to shut everybody up.
Yeah, he really stayed there a long time at the end. I mean, I had asked him because his silence was kind of deafening. The fact that he really didn't want to be, come out to the media room, and he was struggling. He had some interaction. I don't know if it would be like a meeting, but, he had talked to Galen Hall. Ron Vanderlinden had come up and tried to encourage him. Joe early in the weekend before the game today. They talked to him and Joe alluded to some what he called unfortunate remarks that he made about Royster to start the year, probably about his weight and whatnot. I thought Royster showed some character today.
Royster said he's down to 212 right now. The weight issue has been a thing all ongoing. He was up to around 225 in the summer, 218 earlier this season. He made a great point about how Ron Vanderlinden, this is a linebackers coach. This is also a former head coach in college football. And what does this tell you about Ron Vanderlinden? He went up to Evan Royster and told him, you know what, you're just missing that little something. You're missing that extra burst. I give Ron Vanderlinden credit. Evan Royster said this happened 2 weeks ago, that was the turning point for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all these kids, let's face it, they go to dear old state, whatnot, but a lot of these kids really have their eye on the NFL, especially when they get to the 3rd or 4th or 5th year in a program and you're a high-profile athlete. Evan Royster came out and he said last year that he was going to explore the NFL. I'd asked him afterwards because it came out then that he was going to come back, but he really didn't get the feedback that from the NFL. But he said today that he waited in Orlando for a couple days after he submitted the paperwork, waiting for a call from the evaluation people of the NFL, and never got a call. So I think he was kind of looking for some feedback that he never got.
We've got a lot of stuff to look forward to next week with the Big Ten opener at Iowa. I'll just simply say this, and we'll expound on this later in the week, both online and in the paper. If they play like this in the Big Ten, they're going to get pounded a lot.
Oh, yeah, especially on the road. I mean, it's still got to go to Iowa, still got to go to Ohio State. I think Ohio State may be the only great team in the Big Ten, but I think everybody else can beat you, and they can beat you on the road, and Penn State has been victim to that since it's been in the Big Ten.
We both got them 8-4 this season, but again, you play like this, you bring some other losses onto the possible table.
Yeah, well, the defense rose up and showed some character. Their kicking game, I think they're getting a lot out of their punt return game now. They had an unfortunate penalty. Their kick coverage has been good, and Bolden showed some moxie when he had to. So, they took what could have been a really terrible loss, and maybe they're able to build on it.
22-13 Penn State. For Neil Rudel, I'm Corey Geiger. Thanks for tuning in.